Can't hear you, bro.
I think he was taking it off.
Yeah, I was taking it all mute, man. So, but with EJ, man, ooh, what is it not to like about EJ, man? I've been watching the kid for 2 years now, coming out of Jackson. I know a lot of people down there that he knows, in his circle. So I've been watching the kid for a while. And with EJ, man, EJ is big, fast, physical, and explosive. The kid can do anything. He can play on all three levels, man. Like he can play deep in the backfield. He can play that short passing game, come with the screen passes, and then he can play you downfield. So the thing about this guy, man, you hand it off to him, he can go 99 to 100. You can screen him out the backfield. He can take it to the house. He can run a bubble. He can run a quick slant across the middle. He can run a deep pass down the sideline like they seen in the championship game. He can beat you at all three levels, man. He know how to block. He know how to set up his run. He knows how to see, like I said earlier on Piano Man channel this morning. Playing running back is kind of like being a sniper, right?
Yep.
Snipers have to be able to see everything. He sees what the direction of the wind. He got to know when the wind comes. He got to know what's coming around us around. He got to know the tendency. Like they study people for a long time before they go out there and take a shot. So you got to know everybody's tendency. So with him, right, when he running the football, man, he sets up the defense perfectly because he know the tendencies of the defense because they study defenses so well. It's just not because he's so athletic, he's so big, he's so strong. They study football well. They see how the defense flows. They see if the defense running certain slants and certain downs and distances, and then they always use it. Like you can see on some of his highlight on how you see the D line slant inside, and then he bounces to the outside, going up the seam, and now between him and the safety, he always gonna win because he's faster, he's stronger than the safeties, right? I mean, the safety, is going to take him down 1-on-1.
Bro.
Dude, that big and strong and fast, man, it's not going to be a 1-on-1 job for a safety. Now, in college, it's more so different because he'll be still like basically a 17-year-old kid, kind of like Ryan Williams going to college. His body going to take about a year to get more physical, but that 18-year-old grown man is going to be a difference in college, man. I'm telling you, this kid here is the prototypical running back that you want. You haven't seen one of these running backs in Alabama since you seen Trent Richardson come out of Florida.
Thank you.
Trent Richardson is that one that came out of Florida with that cutback ability, that power, that tenacity, and then in the vision. Even though his vision got a little closer in the NFL, but in high school and in college, Trent had a vision that you just couldn't do that with. And then the fact that he's like the same size of TJ Yeldon makes it more easy. Like he got Trent Richardson vision, speed, and awareness with TJ Yeldon size and strength, explosiveness. So I love it, man. I hope like heck we get him in the University of Alabama. All the odds favors that we're gonna get him at University of Alabama. But if we don't, it don't matter where he goes, he's still gonna be successful at any program he sets his foot on. And I think from the time he hit campus, if he rolls in early, he's gonna be a day one player. No,
And let me say this: Texas is coming in hard with the bag. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So
I heard Texas offer kid a Lamborghini.
they're going all in. So it's going to be Bama or Texas. I say that with tremendous confidence. It's going to be Bama or Texas. So we just playing the waiting game. But listen, Texas is throwing out money that like I say, maybe you and I wouldn't turn down, so they are coming after them.
Thing about their money right now is with this new collective bargaining agreement, it all had to be approved anyway. So you can say I give you 800 million. If they don't approve it, the deal ain't no good. So I think his best bet is to just not to look at what Texas offering because Texas offering these crazy things that they know the damn collectors probably not gonna let them give it. So you just take the straightforward deal, and then come on, T-Town, man.
And that's what you have to understand. You have to be careful who you have representing you. Sometimes it's out of the kids' hands. So you have to be careful who you have representing you.
Because
sometimes it's not always the kids' decision.
Yeah, because you may have Billy Joe that worked at the tire shop yesterday. Now he's he's first class agent, man, making all these demands and all that.
Yep.
Like I said, man, I know Texas brung out the Lambos, we brung out the GOAT. So
yep,
we it's
And
you gotta look at the bigger picture, man. Like
about
where do you want to be at the end of the day? You don't want to just hit your peak in college. You want to make it to the next level so you can make that generational type money, so you can take care of your family for the rest of your life. So you got to think not for the short term, but for the long term. Like, look at the guys that came before you, the Mark Ingram's, the Derrick Henrys, the Najee Harris's, all those guys, Josh Jacobs. You want to be one of those guys, and you can possibly be better than all of them. So you just got to go through the process and start worrying about like the money is good, and I know it's gonna be hard to turn down, but you got to look at the bigger picture.
The bigger thing about that Brisket, what people really don't pay attention to, man, it's not even about the running back from the past before you. You look at Saquon Barkley coming up next year. Saquon Barkley gonna set the record for running back getting paid. And so by the time he come out of college, the record gonna be so high, man. Running back gonna be so valued again that he probably gonna get a lucrative deal coming out of college, man. Just to go in the NFL, and then that second contract gonna be probably one of the top contracts in the country if he go in the NFL and pan out to be what everybody thinking that he gonna be in college.
Mm-hmm. Just like I said, man, you just gotta trust the process. And I know Jacob Allen put Josh Jacob was a 3-star too, but that's where he finished. When he got offered, he had no stars.
Yeah, he was a no star.
So man, you got
they didn't put Jacob's tape out there to the end.
And yeah, you know who went to see him, Steve? You know who went to see him? There you go. Another great evaluator at the running back position.
Burton Burns literally put Saban on the plane and said, if you don't go to Tulsa McLean, I'm going.
Right.
So, all right. So, moving on from that, I haven't got your opinion yet. Coach Carl, Thomas Castellone is running his mouth about Alabama not having Nick Saban, how he dominated the ACC. Real quick, give me your take on that.
Man, I dropped a little small video about that earlier this week, man. I'm gonna tell you something about Thomas Castellone. He got rights to talk, man. I mean, yeah. Everybody who says something negative about Alabama has the right to say negative stuff about Alabama. It's period, man. I mean, we fell off under Nick Saban. So he's saying Nick Saban no longer there. I mean, I seen Michigan run out on throw against Nick Saban. Couldn't do nothing. In the last 2 minutes of the game, Michigan go down the field and score on 3 plays. Like, I saw that on Nick Saban. I saw Texas come in our house and whoop our tail on Nick Saban. You know, I saw Georgia beat us on the Nick Saban because Nick Saban was too loyal to the seniors and wasn't playing on the underclassmen. So when kids got hurt, we ain't had no receiver that had experience.
Yeah.
I mean, I done seen teams beat us on the Nick Saban that wasn't supposed to beat us on Nick Saban. I seen teams that we struggled against South Florida twice on the Nick Saban. So, I mean, it ain't no difference, man. Thomas Castellone, he can say what he want to say. It's up to Alabama defense to prove that Alabama is back Alabama. It's up to Kane Womack and that staff. Those players, James goddamn Smith, through my French, I'm sorry. James Smith, Quay Rusall, and them boys stand up.
Freddie Roach.
For Alabama. Yeah, Freddie Roach, the head of the defense line, to stand up for Alabama. Like, you an Alabama kid, you born and raised in Alabama, you should stand up and go to Florida State and want to put a smack down on Thomas Castellone. That's it. It ain't got nothing to do with those kids from California. Those kids from California, you know, they're not built here. They are built in California. Those Alabama breds are the ones that going to have to put their foot down and go down there and smack a kid around and make it mean and make it nasty. And every time you put him on his back, you say something stupid to him.
Right.
Let him know that you can be there all night long. Every time you get a shot at him, you take it. I mean, you may give me 15, but give me 15 to let him know we still here. Yeah. I want to see it happening, man. It's like, we don't have enough pride. That's why I love the fact that, man, that we going out trying to get some of the Bama kids. Like, last year we didn't recruit Bama that well. Now we going out and get the Bama breds, some of the Georgia breds, some of the kids that live in the SEC, that breed SEC football, that know how the SEC rolls. So when you roll your tail up there talking that smack, these kids from SEC country ready to put a hammer down on your head, step on your head, and give you the business. That's all we want nowadays. Alabama is going back to getting the business, because we ain't been giving nobody the business. They've been giving us the business.
And Coach Carl, I said this myself. When you come to the SEC, this is grown man ball. People look at this more than their own kids. People look at this more than their own church services. This is grown man ball. And so Kagan DeBoer, he needed last year. Last year was a lesson of, I'm not in the Pac-2 no more. I'm in grown man life. And now I got to adjust to it.
Yeah, because everybody in the SEC can beat you on any given day. It don't matter what day of the week is. They'll pull up in your house on the Thursday and spank you in the SEC. We saw that from Bender. We saw that from Oklahoma with a depleted team. Man, this ain't no joke conference. I mean, we had our first year with our Pac-12, like you said, our Pac-2 coaching staff that didn't understand the difference in the SEC. Like you can't take a week off, but now these kids feels it. Ryan out there talking smack. I like it. People didn't like Ryan what Ryan said. I like it. He got enough balls to say it. Let's see, you can have enough balls to go out there and bag it up.
But
That's what I like. That's what I like about it. If you got the nerve to say it, go out there and play ball.
Back it up.
Period.
Kill up, fly with a sledgehammer. That's the mentality we want.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I'm all for it if you go out there and perform.
Go out there.
I don't like talking and you don't go out there and perform. You can't just go out there and just have two catches for 13 yards and just think end all be all. I don't expect you to have that, but I expect you to perform. That's anybody that talks.
I mean,
I put it like this, man. Maybe the younger player on the team talking smack will wake up some of the overheads on the team.
And I agree with
the old head should be want to bag up that little kid. Like, that's my little brother. And he out there talking smack, even though he out there doing wrong. I ain't gonna let nobody beat up on my little brother.
Right.
We're gonna tear the streets up. You know what I mean? We're gonna go to war for my little brother. Then I'm gonna smack across the head once I get him to the house. But while we out there fighting, we're gonna tear the streets up.
Stuff like that again.
So let me ask the panel a question. Then, since we're talking about recruiting the SEC, obviously down in the South and all that, we'll start off with you, Stephen M, and then go down the row here. So, we talk about Xavier Griffin when you're talking about Xavier Crowell and these guys. For a lot of people, that's not born and raised in the South, you don't understand what going into Knoxville and winning at Tennessee means, right? So, or going into Death Valley, winning it, like I hate LSU, right? So much as it, actually more than anybody, even more than Auburn, right? But when you talk about smoking the cigars and not understanding that, you bring kids from California, you bring kids from up north. Yeah, they may be great players, but they're not going into that game taking it personal, right? So that's personal coming from the legends before you. You're playing for the people that came before you, played before you. Stephen M, get your take on that.
It's about, guys, the history, right? You got to get the kids that understand the history of it all. And that's why it's been so important for Coach DeBoer and the staff to get back to recruiting the state of Alabama, because these kids in this state, they know the history. They grew up watching Bama, Tennessee, Bama, Auburn. These kids grew up in the barbershop betting on, hey, you're going to have Bama win that game of Auburn. You're going to have Bama win that game of LSU. Bama winning that game. They grew up with the smack talk in the barbershop with old Timmy cutting their hair, and they talking trash in the barbershop. Like that, they grew up off that. You got kids in Georgia. They grew up off that. Kids in Tennessee, kids in LSU, kids in Mississippi. They all grew up on Southeastern Conference football, the rivalries, the history, how important it is. That's the reason why when an Alabama kid gets an offer for the University of Alabama, it hit him different. Home didn't call me. I got an offer from home. I get to come home and play ball. Like that hit different. It hit different when a kid from Georgia get that offer from UGA. I get to go play home. Same for Tennessee and LSU. I get that offer to go put on that jersey to represent my house and then go and beat up on everybody else. Like, that's the history that the California guys and the guys up north, no offense to them, but they don't understand that because they were not entrenched in the history of it all.
Yep. So it looks like they'll be, they're starting to post information on it. It's going to be at 6:20 Eastern time, or 6:20 Central time, sorry. So it'll be up in the next 23 minutes. So, but yeah, they're starting to post it on WKRG, the information. So But moving on. So Brinsky, your take on that, as far as, once again, you look at Quez, you look at the guys you watch play down there around Tuskegee and that whole area. Yeah, even when you talk about Sedarian Morgan and Alexander City, same thing. You see these guys coming up, should be taking this stuff personal. Your take on that as well?
You talking about like when an opponent?
When you're just pulling in SEC recruits, when you're pulling these recruits from the
Yeah.
South versus the North and West Coast.
Oh yeah, man. These kids take it. It's different ball down here, man. It's SEC ball, man. This SEC country, man. These kids are gonna take it serious, especially like Steven said, man. The kids that born in Alabama, you Auburn or Alabama, there's no in between. You got to pick, and nobody likes the person that say I go for both of them. You almost get your head chopped off for that.
Man, Brisket, I got an uncle right now. He sat there and said some stuff like he sat there and said roll eagle. Uncle, what? Yeah, roll eagle, man. I almost had to knock upside the face one time. I'm like, we don't do that around here.
Yeah, I can't relate. I can't relate, man. You'll get knocked out in my household doing some mess like that, man. But yeah, man, you got it's really, really serious down here, man. Of course, man, the 3 F's family, faith, football, or faith, family and football, man. So that's how serious it is down here. So yeah.
All right, Dan, what's your take on that? Because you cover a lot of recruiting. Obviously, you've been in the South for a long time. So give me your take on that.
Let me say this is just a product of players are players regardless of where you're from. NFL get players from everywhere, know. So, but let me tell you, I say it all the time on the network. The kids, they're going to commit to a school really based on 3 things. That's relationships, proximity to home, and now NIL.
Yep.
Those decisions are going to be based on 90% of the time those 3 things. So Kalen DeBoer, you got to understand, relationships are built over time. But recruiting in state, the reason this is important because these kids have, they become legacies eventually. So Auburn kids, these kids that are going to Auburn, grew up in an Auburn household, a lot of times the family is going to be, biased when it comes to making decisions, because they're so comfortable. They understand over the years growing up, going to Auburn, but we recruit on a national level, which is a gift and a curse. Mm-hmm. But it is very, very, very important to recruit in state. But with that said, Kalen DeBoer, he didn't have those relationships when he came in. That was, the problem of having a guy coming from the Pacific Northwest. He wasn't able to build. He wasn't recruiting kids from Alabama to go to Washington.
Yep.
So it takes time. But over time he'll start building relationships. So we just have to be patient. It took Nick Saban's time. He was able to hit with Julio Jones, local guys, but he still had to go and get the Mark Ingrams, guys like that. It takes time, and we just have to be patient. We're not patient. We're in a microwave society where we want instant results with everything. And Nick Saban spoiled us. No, don't make no mistake about it. He's the greatest coach to ever do it. But he's gone. He's not running out the locker room, But we got to give Coach DeBoer time. He's building relationships. They get kids in early. They evaluate them, and we don't just get a guy just because he's in state. We evaluate him. We watch him. We get him back on campus, see how he's developing, decide if we're going the right route with him or not, if he's developing size-wise, school-wise, before we say, okay, we back off this guy. Their commitments are guys that that have committable offers. They're still evaluated over time, so we just have to be patient the way Coach DeBoer does things. He give them time to build relationships.
Give me your take on this, Dan, real quick. So KJ here, y'all better get Emmanuel Ruffin. My dog's coming for him. We want him. Your take on our chances of getting Emmanuel Rufford and any information you got on him or Stephen M or any of you guys?
Let me say, case in point, what I just said. Right now, I wouldn't expect Alabama to be involved with him. That's all I'll say at this time. I don't think Alabama will be involved with him at this time. So he's an option that we maybe can circle back to later on. But listen, we got three very, very great guys. Yes, that's one answer. We got guys. Now the numbers are getting tight. We got J.J. Finch. We got Kamarion Johnson. We got Jamarian Mathis.
Yep.
We still got guys on the board, so we have to save room. There are numbers we're taking. So it's still a lot of targets out there. We got Anthony Jones, who's still out there that could play Bandit, could play Wolf, but there are a lot more options. A lot of good fruit still left on the tree before we circle around to certain guys.
I love when people put this up. No Saban, no Natty. Yeah, do the research.
They said the same thing about Bear Bryant.
Yeah, circle back to Wade Wallace.
Wallace Wade's got 3 of them. Frank Thomas has got 2 of them. Bear Bryant's got 6 of them. Gene Stallings got 1. That's 12 before Nick even take the door.
Yeah, I guess Alabama.
That's what we deal with. They all know Nick Saban. So we tell us you only follow Alabama with Nick Saban without telling us.
He said Bama fans so sensitive, bro.
We're sensitive.
We just hand out. We just give you facts.
Apologize for being great. Why should we have to apologize for being great?
We just throwing stones and ain't got to hide our hands.
Listen. We don't have to win another championship the rest of my life. I can leave this world fulfilled. It's been great. It's been a great run.
Yeah, we got so many championship here. We can throw something through y'all window.
Right.
I can't feel bad because I personally remember 6, not including obviously with the Gene, 92. I was 7 years old, so that when I don't really remember too much. But even the 6, I'll take, and I'll go to the grave very happy because 6 is probably more than about 95% of others will ever see in an entire lifetime.
Yeah, I've been a Bama fan since 92. I've been through the rough years. My brother played during the DeBose Schuler years.
Oh, no.
I've been to games. I've been to those years. I don't want to go back, but I was a Bama fan then, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't make a difference. I've seen the good and the bad, but it hasn't changed who I am and how I think about my program.
Facts.
They saying the same thing for the last 20, 30 years, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Right.
That's
fact there. That's a good one. Yeah, my brother played for Fran. Yeah.
I got an offer. I got a
scholarship. Hold the rope. He said, hold the rope. That was his motto.
See, I'm a real Bama fan. I turned down a scholarship from Auburn in high school because I was a Bama fan.
Oh.
Yeah, turned down a scholarship from Auburn. I was gonna go to Florida State before I had this.
Hey, Coach Carl.
Florida State over Auburn.
Coach Carl, this is what I did. Hey, Coach Carl, I turned down half my dad's side of the family went to Auburn. I had folks on the Auburn board that were going to pay my tuition.
I'm sorry.
I turned that down to go to Alabama.
Listen, man. My cousin Lionel James played for Auburn. You see where my brother went. So, it is what it is. It's one side or the other.
One side or the other, man. When you're born in this state, it's different. You can't ride that boat on both sides, right? That's
why this state does not need an NFL team. The Stallions is enough.
Now, I do love the fact that Auburn. When I did go back to Auburn a couple of years back, they still deemed me as an honorary Auburn player because they offered me a scholarship and I got injured and couldn't take it. So I just agreed with the fact that I got injured and couldn't take it. So they deemed me an honorary Auburn fan. So I do get free tickets when I do go to Auburn. So that's kind of cool.
What's going on, Mimi on here? Texas still mad about Saban's first natty at Alabama. What a game. It was a hell of a game. Unfortunately for Colt McCoy, but
I mean, took Colt McCoy out.
Yeah. Colt McCoy was a problem though, man. But we're glad Marcel Darius handled that problem for us.
Along with the interception.
Hey, Marcel said, I'm gonna get MVP right now. Watch this.
You right.
What's up, Mimi?
So yeah, no,
Auburn got good people, man, but I just can't.
And it's funny because then, of course, Texas fans say the same thing when Dallas Turner knocked out Quinn Ewers, right?
Ewers.
Yeah. So the saying I was there for that game.
They call it targeting, right?
Yeah, they called it targeting,
Yeah,
and
they call it targeting.
Ewers went out. So we still had to barely win with the last second field goal. I was there for that crap. Oh my God, I got burnt, miserable for that. Like,
hey, look, thank goodness for Will Reichert and Jameer Gibbs and Bryce Young.
and nobody's celebrating. I can't. Gosh, the comments keep coming in so fast. Can't click on it. Nobody's celebrating an injury. We're just saying Marcel Darius is a dog and he hits hard.
Yeah,
he hit off real. The man literally said,
"Now who's being sensitive?"
Yeah, and who's being sensitive now?
Yeah,
we celebrating the injury. Damn right, we enjoyed it. Yes, took Colt McCoy out, and we
rolls out. You know what I'm saying? They are out. Yeah.
When
statute limitations over with now.
The damn dogs will play.
Let me tell you one thing about it. You know, just because we represent Bama, they jump in the chat. They want to know what's going on with Bama, so they jump in the chat anytime. You know, who's your team? Why aren't you on a Texas show? You know what I'm saying? So
Texas don't have anything interesting to talk about,
man, right? We're a talking point.
Yep.
Fanboy.
And I think I officially got the link. That's funny. You say fanboy.
Come in, they saying that Alabama is overstated that they were hoping on a 5-star kid in Alabama, 5-star running back Alabama, and the word
we're such a desperate program.
No, man, I'm telling you something about kids in Alabama. Hell, the state of Alabama, every team in the state of Alabama hoping them kids don't leave out the state of Alabama. It don't matter who you are. Everybody hoping they don't leave. So good luck, Texas, with all that fake money.
So here's the link. It's not happening this second. Obviously, we got about 11 more minutes, but we do have the video up now. So they finally provided that.
Where you go, Jonathan?
Good job, John.
I try.
Hey, man,
Couldn't have did it without Dan, though. Couldn't have did it without Dan telling me. We got over 6,000.
You don't have to reveal your sources.
I don't reveal my sources if I don't want to. I told Justin, if you're listening to this, don't ever ask anybody who their sources are.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
May have to put a hit out on you, bro.
Do we have audio?
Well, let's see here. It's super. Can you hear it?
Very.
I heard a little bit. It's a little bit
Man,
faint.
it is low. It is super low. They need to turn up their
speakers.
Let me see.
Why he's so nervous?
The principal look real nervous.
Well, when we get closer, I'll turn it more up because they're not even like to the podium yet. Yeah. I'll wait till it gets up to the podium. Because you know what they're going to do. They're going to get on here. I guess I can take off the banner now that we got this up here and people know we're here for the commitment. We're here with over 6,200 people almost for the live commitment.
I got my audio up, so I got it over my mic so we can hear it a little bit. I guess. Well, I stand correct.
Well, it goes in and out. That's what I'm saying. It's on their end. They got bad audio on their end.
Yeah.
That boy rocking that EJ chain look nice.
You know what that meant? That man already cashed in his NIL check. Coach Carl.
Okay, I can hear it kind of clearly in my headphone.
Oh man, he said I got my coach one too.
Hold on, are those Cuban diamonds?
Oh man. He said, we don't do this Moissanite stuff. We ain't playing that
It
game.
could be like my kids, man. They can just be imitation.
Yeah.
You get the real
Guys,
one.
if you're here on a live stream, you are
Going on way
DJ
offsides.
Crowell's Equipment
What's going
Center.
on? What's going
He's
on?
emotional.
Jackson head coach speaking now with EJ.
It's been a long time coming though for this commitment, to be fair. Like, my goodness, man. Like, seriously, and so many of us fans, like especially me, Dan. I know I've talked to you, Dan, you, Brinsky. Like, I've been following this dude for a while. I've been wanting to see him come to Alabama, and if he doesn't come to Bama, I don't know. I may crash out.
Man, listen. Our fan base crashed out when we lost Peter Woods a few years ago. You know,
Yeah,
Bruh.
we crashed about Pete.
Oh man,
Pete hurt.
you can't just to let you know, Thomas, since you're all here talking shit, you can't hear their audio. So on their audio on their end is not working because it's going in and out. It's crackling bad.
Yes.
One of the things that matters, man, is when he say, "I'm going to," and he started to pick up the hat. You don't need to hear too much.
Oh man. Oh man, they're I can't believe. I mean, it's a local station, so it is what it is.
Man,
And
make sure y'all hit the like button
Watch.
Yes, hit the like button.
Watch.
and subscribe, buddy.
I
Horns
mean,
down.
I would have been nervous if he pulled up in a Lambo. I think that's when I would have been maybe a little nervous.
That's the
that'll tip his hand. That'll tip his hand.
He got the guns out. Got the diamond on. It sounds like maybe some Texas money there now.
So I guess we're about to see. Let me see if I can pull the audio up on my Insta. I don't know if they just don't want you to hear it.
I am EJ's first grade teacher.
Can you
first grade teacher.
can you hear? Well, I'm gonna turn my mic to it because I can't route it through this because it's crappy audio. I'm gonna turn it and I'm not gonna talk. So thumbs up if you can hear it.
This is your Saturday. And you are making one of the most important decisions of your life. I am so proud of you. And that I had a part of your early educational experience. EJ, you've been working at this for a long time. From the PPP, from playing touch football on Valentine's Street, you put in the work, and now it's paying off. Your love for this special talent has worked hard to accomplish this goal. As the song says, you ain't seen nothing yet. So stay humble, pray, continue to work hard to accomplish your schoolwork, get them grades, and your sports. E stands for excellence in your sports. Z for the zest, lively and energetic. A, you are ambitious, determined to succeed. B, you are victorious. I, you are incredibly independent. E, you are eager to learn. R, you are reliable. You are trustworthy. You are dependable. So I'm going to say, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your path. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. So now you go show them what you can do, how you going to represent the depot, how you going to represent Jackson, because we are all proud of you, and I want you to know that God is going to be there with you all the way. So go, EJ.
Just move it
He don't have the mic on. She turned the mic off.
Well, sometimes kids just talk low anyway. But listen, he's apparently a guy that's big on relationships. You know, his early childhood teacher. You know, things like that. So those things that could be working in Bama favor. So we'll see.
The mic for real is turned off because you can hear the crowd, you can hear everything. You just can't hear who's on the mic. Because when she went to go walk away, she turned it off.
So, what an exciting day for Jackson High
There we
School,
go.
for Clark County students, for one lucky college, and especially for EJ and his family. We are here to celebrate not just a college football signing, but the journey of a young man who has earned every single bit of this moment. EJ, from the very beginning, you stood out. Not just because of your talent on the field, or the way you can run by or over an opponent while flashing that $1 million smile, but because of your work ethic, your humility, and your loyalty. You showed up early, you stayed late, you put in the hard work, and you never asked for shortcuts. That kind of dedication speaks volumes.
You can't understand it. Like it's just consistently going in and out. I'm not even going to try to do that until they get somebody on there that can talk.
And you never let success change who you are.
Dan, can you play it? Can you hear it better on your end?
I'm actually lagging. I can't hear it.
We can hear it.
You can hear it?
Yeah.
I can barely hear it.
Is that better?
The crowd's going to be quiet and the lights turn off. But what will stay with you, what nobody can ever take away, is your education and your character. Protect these. That's the foundation you built here at Jackson, and that will carry you far beyond the field. As you take this next step in your football journey,
Chuck.
remember that no matter how far you go, your roots are always in Jackson. This town, this school, and this community, we are so proud of all of our lives. We will be cheering every single step of the way. So whether you're yelling purple, wonderful, go dogs, or my personal favorite, roll.
Lord.
We'll be cheering you on. So congratulations, keep working, stay humble, never forget where you came from, and know that we love you.
All right, we're in the break. Yeah.
He looks like he's very sad he had to turn down all that money in that Lamborghini.
his body language and his accent are two different things. Yeah, I'll explain it to you. You know, he's apparently big on relationships. You know,
Yo, he just looked at the camera like, Texas, I don't want it no more.
yeah, but it could be, you know, that it could be Texas for a reason. You know, his body language could be that he don't want to disappoint the people around him. I was at Peter Woods. I watched Peter Woods' commitment, and I could tell by his body language. His daddy came on apologizing, and I knew it wasn't Bama.
Let me see if I can hear him. You can't. I can't. Well, we just got to watch it. So because you can't hear anything he's saying.
Texas had up there, and that could be another thing. You know, that's not good.
Crowell making his big decision. You know, might ask you how you're feeling. You want to say a quick couple words, and then take that mic.
Around his face.
All right, so I think we're less than like 30 seconds out right now. So we're 60 seconds out.
She's rushing the guy making the decision of his life.
All right, guy. Let's hurry. I need you over here. Come on.
Simone, like, come on, bro.
All right, guys, if you are joining us,
But I
on our
guarantee you,
live
as soon as she
stream,
goes
we
out
are
that
here
microphone,
in
she's gonna be like, "What are you doing
Jackson,
tonight?"
and we are just
For that
about
$8 million.
a minute away from EJ's big decision. He's over here
Just
with
playing,
his family
guys,
right
just
now. Going to come and make his official commitment here live on News 5. Thank you so much for tuning
I
in.
agree. We
and
need to
sticking
find
with
out
us
who did
during
the
this
sound for
live
this
stream.
school
Like
and
I
make sure they
mentioned,
never
he'll
get
be over here
dropped
in
doing this stuff
just
ever
a
again.
moment. So
Well, it's
hold on
actually
to
the
that.
local station that's covering it, so you figured the audio would be better.
Here in about 30 seconds. So if if you're joining us from a live stream,
I'm just going to turn it when he
juggling
commits,
on both
because I'm
platforms
not
here.
going to sit
So
here and play this
EJ's
game
gonna
back
walk
and
over
forth
here
with
in
the
just
audio.
a moment, and then we will be good to go. So
I can hear her loud.
microphone. Yeah, that's for EJ. Yeah.
Dan, is your audio good?
Yes.
You see, she's trying to use the other mic, and you don't hear anything.
Right. Her mic is very good.
Like I said, man, we just got to deal with it at this point. Ain't no point in complaining about it.
We're not nervous.
There you
We're just
go.
excited.
Well, good evening from Jackson, Alabama. Simone Eli joining you live alongside the nation's #1 running back, EJ Crowell. It's about that time, young man. I know a lot of eyes are on this moment right now. How are you feeling?
Nervous, but I'm happy. Just to go on, announce it. So,
all right, EJ, I'll hand this over to you and get out of your way.
All right. I want to thank God, my family, my coaches, and the teammates for supporting me on this journey. This process has taught me so much about discipline, patience, and belief. After a lot of prayer and consideration, I'm excited to announce I'm continuing my athletic career at.
Oh, it is a Texas head.
Making his decision right now.
If he puts that on, I'm.
That in his hand, leaving that there, walking over, teasing with Georgia, putting that one back. His mama's over here. His mom is stepping in.
He's down to his last two.
There it is.
Roll Tide.
He rolling with the Tide, baby. He rolling with the Tide.
Where are the Texas trolls in the comment?
Yep, where they at?
Tide, baby.
Ain't no Lambos. Don't have to worry about any of that.
There you go, mama. Get in there, mama. Get in there, mama. There you go, mama.
Yeah, do this. Oh man, yep.
Man, I'm happy for him, man. You can tell like it was a lot on him. It'd be a lot on these kids, man, going through this
They really
process.
do.
So, man, congratulations to them.
Oh no,
We apologize to the Texas fans.
I don't.
No, we don't.
Never.
And guys, that's why I like when these kids get it done early, get it over with, because it can be overwhelming for them.
Oh, listen now. Listen, don't think it's over. It's a long way to National Signing Day.
Oh yeah,
of course. But I'm just saying,
we still have to recruit these guys.
coming next.
They're not done with our guys, you know.
Yeah, the Rolls Royce coming next.
Yeah.
Texas.
What made me? I always figured it was gonna be Bama. You know, you guys. I gave y'all my prediction from the way.
Oh yeah.
There's some celebration going
And
on.
it's
You know, he's a guy that's big on relationships, which is very important. You know.
EJ, can we talk
It's
to you really
funny.
quick, man? All right.
Texas Johnny come lately.
Hayes Fawcett released the announcement before he did. They gotta control that
Why
stuff.
Alabama, man? How excited are you for this commitment? The camera's right here over to our left.
Oh,
Lots of folks
man.
joining us on the
Anyways.
live stream. They're still watching.
Oh
I know
man,
that
that's
there's
a
celebration
relief.
going
The
on.
first step is down.
Ultimately, why
Obviously, pen to
Alabama,
paper is
man?
gonna be the next step of this.
Alabama's been Alabama ever since I
There
was
we go.
little.
I like
I've
that.
always
D
been watching
Horn.
them.
Hold on.
It's been a dream since I was a little kid just to go to Alabama. So roll Tide.
Absolutely, sir. To feel like this is finally off of your chest, how good does it feel to know that, hey, you're rolling with the Tide, you can go into your final year, which should be your junior season, but it's going to be your final season, knowing you have this decision already made?
Feel good. Just get some relief about me. So I'm happy to be a part of the Alabama family.
Absolutely, sir. What are your goals going into your final
Oh,
year
Mark,
there
you
in
wish.
Jackson? What's the thought process going into your last year? Of course, you're going to bring back another ring, I'm sure.
Go back to back, but this
The board can't recruit Alabama. The board can't recruit Alabama.
Last year and believe it'll come this year, so you got to keep working and keep going.
And he
Thank
played
you so much, man. Looking forward to another big
He
year on the
won
gridiron, man.
two state titles in basketball.
All right, guys, if you're still with us on
And
the
he's a
live stream,
reclassified.
lots of folks,
Still the number 2 running back in the nation.
celebrating here.
2026
Appreciate
class
Gerhard
with a
Bethany, my guy.
reclassification.
He's behind the camera working
Right.
all the
My
angles,
goodness.
keeping folks from
reclassified it.
Down with
It's
us in
on
the middle of
certain
the
sites.
interview,
in
but
the
EJ
four-star,
Crowell
but
headed
right
to
on
play for
the
the
number
Alabama
30
Crimson
player
Tide.
list.
Lots of emotion,
He gets
lots
the
of
four-star
excitement all
all-star.
throughout the room here in
Has
Jackson.
a
And Gerhard, if you
reclassification.
pan over there, I know you've been trying to do that, and I told you to come back over here. But if you guys take a look at behind how packed this room is,
All right.
it's
Well,
pretty impressive. I mean, it's a little dark
let
in
me
here,
do one
but
more thing real
man, there
quick.
are just so many folks here watching this.
I wonder. That's still up. We're gonna remove this, and I'm gonna let's see here, because Max Sutter we gotta be committing soon.
All right.
About 30
Hey guys, I'm gonna hop off here. Y'all take it easy.
You too, man.
All right.
All right.
Take care, Steve. I'll call you, brother.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta get off here in a minute. So
Yeah, I know,
let's
right?
see here.
I'm supposed to be taking my wife out to dinner, so
Back to life. Yeah.
Lambeau Temptation didn't work this time.
All right.
Coach Al, what's going on, man?
Y'all want to get your predictions on Max Sutter?
Alabama.
I may go live. I may go live.
If you do, let me know. If I got time. But yeah, he said KJ said Isaiah Bond somewhere punching the air like Cuba could. Oh man.
I'm just happy for him, man.
Alabama.
That's once in a lot of people not be put in that situation, man. So it's great to see that he took his time and figured out what he wanted to do, because he did have it at December 31st, and now it'll just be a good day, man. It's just a good day for that young man, man. Just great to see good things happen to good people.
So before we get off here, starting off with Brensky, then down to
Start with me last, man.
Okay, so we'll start with
I gotta go do something.
Carl, and then go over to Dan. Let everybody know where they can find you at Twitter, YouTube channel, TikTok, all that good stuff.
all right, man. You can find me on X, man, at Coach KD Taylor. On Facebook, I'm Carl D Taylor. Same thing on Facebook. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, but you can find me on YouTube at On the Block Sports Talk with Coach Carl. Appreciate you inviting me on, Jonathan, man.
No,
I was just in the chat, man, just listening, because I was getting ready to take the wife out. So I told the wife I'm gonna hop on here right quick, man, so I can hang out with y'all. So she already got me in the doghouse after I started feeling bad after my heart attack. But hopefully I can get out the doghouse by taking out here and get some Mexican, man. So I appreciate y'all inviting me on, man. Good to be on here with y'all, man. Nice to meet you, Coach. Peace out, man. I love y'all, man. Roll Tide in the chat. EJ, come on to the house, big dog. We can't wait to see you.
Right. That's right.
all right, Dan.
Yes, you can find me, all over the Bama Standard Network. I'm be working closely with Jonathan. Y'all stay tuned for the videos and shorts we'll be making. You can catch me Tuesday nights on the Final Whistle Network, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. You can catch me on X. You can follow me on X at the Final Whistle Dan. You can find me on Instagram, Dan James IV. Y'all be sure to hit the like and subscribe. And y'all stay tuned to this network, so you can get plenty of Bama content.
And Brensky on the mute. Had to do it once.
Still mute.
He had to do it once.
Man, I was just talking too. But yeah, man, I'm Brensky Sharp with Sharpshooters Sports Talk. Of course, y'all can catch me at YouTube at Sharpshooter Sports Talk. Link right there in the chat. Make sure you guys go over there and subscribe. May go live in a minute. Still talking about this EJ Crowell commitment and other things. Also catch me on Twitter /X at B_Sharp, and also Sharpshooter Sports Talk on TikTok. So yeah, man, catch us there. Appreciate all y'all, man. Thank you, and roll damn tide.
Roll Tide.
And the last one here, obviously, subscribe here, the Bama Standard Network. As far as I go, I do have a TikTok at Bama Fan Podcast. Same thing with X at Bama Fan Podcast. Make sure to hit up both of those. Follow. That's kind of newish for me. So the numbers. Go ahead, Brinsky.
Oh no, go ahead. No, because you were talking about that. I was just talking about after you. My fault.
So yeah. But just jump on over there. The link to everybody's will be in the description as soon as this is posted and uploaded, which will probably take about an hour. But go ahead, Brinsky.
Oh yeah, like I said, man, dropping a copy of College Football 26. All you gotta do is just subscribe to the channel. Be on the lookout for that. If you subscribe to the channel, then you got a chance to win. If you're not subscribed, don't expect to win. So yeah, all that.
And that's at Sharpshooters Podcast. So make sure to check that out. And before Sports Talk, Sharpshooters Sports Talk rebranded. I'm still gonna say it a million times.
Yeah, I know, man. Trust me, I mess up too.
And Justin, of course, comes in at the end with his plug. The Bama Standard will be live at the Buffalo Wild Wings in Dothan, Alabama on July 10th at 5 p.m. Central Time. Scheduled to appear Antonio Langham, Dennis Riddle, and Derek Lassick, and a multitude of others as well. So there'll be a meet and greet and all that. So I do believe it's from 5 to 9:30 or something like that. I'll be there. A couple of others will be there. But more importantly, obviously, people want to see the players going to be there.
There's one thing I wanted to do, for the fans, of another fan base.
On down.
There you go. There you go.
Hey, we got some grief for that beef now.
And coming in at the end, Susan here.
Hey, Jonathan, I got another thing to do, Jonathan.
Go ahead.
What Brinsky doing, man? Whoever now subscribe to Brinsky channel, man. Brinsky giveaway NCAA I giveaway one with Brinsky make it 2.
There we go. So 2. There you go. So make sure to jump over to Sharpshooters Sports Talk, which will be in the description when this is released, or it's been posted throughout the chat multiple times. Other than that, appreciate everybody getting in the comments. Appreciate all you guys getting on here. Stephen M. Smith, who's already gone, Coach Carl, obviously Dan, and you, Brinsky, and we'll see you guys probably in a couple minutes, hours, or tomorrow. Other than that, everybody have a good day. And as always, first you, Brinsky. What about those trees?
F them trees.
Roll down Tide.